Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took 2 trades this morning. I've got them on video. We're going to go over them right now. If you like this sort of thing, hit the like button. If you like to see these videos daily, hit subscribe. And then finally, if you'd like to download some of the tools that you see me use in this video, go to the Trading Armor YouTube page, click on the little Facebook icon, become a member of the trading group, and then you can click on Files, and you'll have access to my 2-hour calculator, my trading plan, my trade tracking spreadsheet. So let's take a look at the trades now. First, I always start with Webull open on the markets pane. Click on top gainers, select pre-market, click all, and then I organize by volume. That's very important. And then I'm only interested in the top 3 stocks. At the time that I was trading, it was Cscw, PFMT, I believe was actually number 1, and Cscw was number 2, and then BioC, which is now number 4, was number 3. VTSI I don't think was anywhere near the top 3. So those were the ones that were on my watch list. So you can see them here. PFMT, actually I guess at the beginning CEAC was also in the top 3. So Cscw didn't come till later. So once you have the stocks on your watch list and you have the grid view selected so that you can actually see the charts, the next thing to do, and I like to start just with the 5-minute chart usually, and that gives me a nice wide view and I can see where the previous highs, you can see that here on PFMT it's trading higher than the previous day. And it's also, I think this candle was the 4 a.m. candle. I'm not sure. Actually, it looks like it was the 8 p.m. So it's not trading higher than the aftermarket. So that's what this line is marking out. And so I can't even look for an entry until the price breaks out through that level. And then kind of the same thing over here. And this one, it looks like it was about to mark out right here on BioC. And you can see it established a new high at 4 a.m. But it broke, so if you call this the ABCD pattern and say like this is point A, this is point B, it broke point A. So at that point, even if this, I'm not sure if it was, but even if this was the 4 a.m. candle, I have to wait for the price to come all the way back up and break through before I can look for an entry. And that's how I kind of guarantee that there is actual buying strength in the stock. And it's not 100%, but it definitely improves your odds of your trade working out. So now BioC is over here, and you can see I pulled up Cscw as it came up on the top 3. So this one, I guess this would be a good place to say this is point A, here's point B. So I'm waiting for the pullback to look for an entry. And this is trading higher than both the aftermarket and previous day. So there we go. There's the... So the way that I confirm that the pullback is over, and again, it doesn't work 100% of the time, is as soon as a 1-minute candle makes a new high, and that happened right here. So I got in exactly where I wanted to at 172 because the high of this candle here was 171. And I kept looking for entries on PFMT, but it never gave one. So now I'm marking out where my stop loss is. Again, in the pre-market, you can't put actual hard stops out. You have to manually stop out. So it's really important if you want to trade like this that you get familiar with hotkeys and you set them up properly. I have a video about that. That way, if stock comes down and flushes against you very quickly, you can see how quickly these can move, that you can just hit your hotkeys and get out right away with minimal slippage. You can't use the trade widget to exit for your stop. I mean, you can, but you shouldn't when it hits your stop because it's so slow that you're likely going to get, 5 to 10 cent slippage on the way out. Excuse me. So now I'm marking out my profit target, which was 196. Notice that as you click in the different boxes, it changes, where the trade widget goes, and same thing for your hotkeys. So that's important as well. You can see this blue outline. So that means anything I do with my hotkeys or the trade widget is going to happen within this stock. If you click on any of these other ones, the same thing is true. So now look at Cscw. It looks like that this is going to be an easy trade. It's going to hit my target. I'm below the previous high, my profit target, so that means that there's even more of a chance. This is a nice 3-bar play, kind of, if you look for that sort of thing. Here's the first bar, and then the second bar is halfway into the first bar, and then the third bar breaks out over top of that. So theoretically, according to the 3-bar play, this thing should shoot up. So let's see what happens. That wasn't what I was doing with this. Obviously, I was trading the ABCD pattern. So again, while this is going on, you can see my cursor up here. I'm continuously looking for entries on PFMT because this is point A. So as long as it doesn't break down below that level, I can look for entries. But there hasn't been one yet. No 1 minute candle has made a new high. So it's keeping me out of this stock that's selling off. So that's a good thing. That's what it's meant to do. And again, it doesn't work 100% of the time, but that's why you don't just get in hoping or thinking it might reverse here. You know, like catching a falling knife. I see a lot of traders do that, and that's so risky. And then you know, once you do that, you get vested. You want to be right. You want to say, no, I was right, that this is going to be a reversal, and you just hold and hope, or you average down. That's the worst thing you could absolutely do. And before you know it, this thing is just flushing down against you, and you've got a ton of shares, and your average is high, and it's a mess. So it's better to just wait for some type of confirmation and buy in there, and then set your stop loss. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, take your stop loss. So you see this purple line? This was point A of the ABCD pattern, and my absolute limit for looking for entries is if the price breaks through that level. Once it does, I consider it an absolute failed ABCD pattern, and I can no longer look for an entry unless it breaks out through the all-time high. So you can see me raise this level up here, so the price would have to come up above that now for me to look for a trade. And look, at the same time that happened, this comes down and it's touching where that stop loss line is, but my stop loss is actually 1 cent below that. So I can't do anything while it's on that level. I just have to wait and see if it bounces off, which does do that sometimes, or it comes down through there and stops me out. So my actual stop loss is $1.60. You can see that on the 2-hour calculator, 160. So we're at 161 right now, so I can't do anything but watch and wait. And you know, I've got my fingers on the hotkeys to sell. You can see I was hitting refresh because I wasn't sure, you know, if this was working or not, because it just sat there, but I think it was. Weeble's been working extremely well this month. Very few glitches, and all this morning everything was working very smoothly. So I think what was happening here was there was just no buying and selling for this period. People were just hesitating. The volume was getting pretty light in this area, so and you could see that down here. So people were just kind of watching and waiting to see what happens before they made a move. So it's basically like a standoff. You know, what's the next trader going to do? Are they going to buy or sell? So let's see what happens here. There, look at that. So I don't know, maybe that was a glitch, because that was kind of weird. I didn't see that as well when it was live, but you could see that on this candle here, it actually came down below. So maybe there was a glitch there. So I got it. I wanted to get out at 160, and I was able to get out at 157. That was the quickest I could. We'll watch that one more time just to show you that I didn't, you know, hesitate to get out. As soon as I saw the price down below, it's right after I hit the refresh. So you'll see my cursor go hit refresh, and then boom, and then I hit my sell all keys immediately. So it does appear that this chart glitched there. But that's going to happen sometimes. So now, here's the thing. So that's just one trade. My plan says that I have to look for the next entry. So it's not over yet. So I can take up to 3 trades. And this is still in the top 3 at this point. So this is the one I should be trading. And it hasn't failed the ABCD pattern, because really this is point A down here, because I believe this is this is like a 4 a.m. candle. So this is the last candle of the aftermarket, so I can call that point A. So now I'm waiting for the next 1 minute candle to make a new high. Okay, so I think it was, yeah, it was on that one. So this kind of sucked because you can see at the moment here, the high of this candle is 161 and this candle opened up higher. So I have to take that entry based on my plan. But I know that it's not going to be a big win if it works out. It's also not going to be a big loss if it fails. So it's kind of a win-win in that regard. And my plan says that as soon as I see a candle make a new high, I have to enter no matter what. So that's what I do. I follow the plan, and whatever happens, happens. So my stop loss is, again, the low of the previous candle, or 1 cent below it. So you can see it just bounced off of that level. And my target is 168. So this is a 2-hour trade, just like all the rest. But the thing is the risk is very low. There you can see, I'll just pull it up over here. My entry 162, my stop 159, my target 168. Only risking 3 cents per share. That means if I win, I'm going to get 6 cents per share. Here I was risking 12 cents per share, and the win would have been 24 cents per share. So pretty big difference. So the risk is 1.85% on that. So sometimes that happens, and it goes both ways. Sometimes it works for me, and other times it works against me. So I think it averages out to, basically making my wins and losses a 2-to-1 ratio, which is what I want my winners to be 2 times the size of my losers. Or at least I get very close to that. The slippage on the way out of the losers eats away at that a little bit. But no trading plan is perfect, and no trader is perfect. So, all right, so here we go. So notice on this one, it looked like it was going to hit my target and then started to come down against me. But just holding strong. Oops. Waiting to get filled at my profit target of 168. It just takes time. And there he goes, 168. And it continues higher, but it's not in my plan or strategy to chase these things. I'll show you what ended up happening with that stock. So it went quite a bit higher, but back in the day, I would have maybe scaled out of that, but I know I would have probably made, almost guaranteed that I would have made less money. Well, I know I would, because first of all, I would have scaled out before the 2-hour target. But even if I started scaling out there, I'm sure that I would have sold the rest around here when it came down against me, started to come down against me. So that's why it's just better in the long run just to have your target, take it, and then move on. So my plan and strategy says once a trade hits my 2-hour target, then I'm done trading for the day. So ended up small red day, minus 334. And both trades were on the same stock. So it doesn't show you like the winner and the loser. It just shows you the combined total. But I could show you in the spreadsheet. That's the nice thing about having the spreadsheet, is then you can see what really happened. So the first trade I lost 572 on. And because my plan says that I don't just take one trade, I have to take up to 3 trades. And I stopped at the first one that makes 2R. I took the second trade and made 238. So basically I recouped a lot of the loss. And that's the reason why I take multiple trades. Oftentimes the winner outweighs the loser because I'm trading 2R. And I just didn't in this case because of the difference in the risk. That's all. So still a very good day. Just down 0.5% on the account, but I bumped it up 2.5% yesterday. So it's still doing very well for the week, and there's only 1 day left for the month. So we're up $11.04, and the win rate is still 58%, which is very good for 2-hour trading. And that's about it. I think I've shared everything with you that I can. Oh, I guess we can look at, I think we can look at the week over here, 1150. I had some free stocks yesterday, on ADT, 2 free stocks that I sold. So that's what the small difference is there. And then for the month, it's showing 61.57, up 10.75%. And here, I think it's a little bit less than that, but pretty close, 60.61, just again because of the free stocks. All right, so let me know if you have any questions about this trade or any others. And as always take your stop losses, just like I did today, and honor your profit targets, and you should be green in the long run. Take care.